Jack.
This is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, Jack loves his George Pickens, and maybe you could say you have a little bit of you that's cheering on the Cowboys at some parts this season.
Part of me will be
a little bit, and for a Steelers fan to say that's a lot. Oh, the Steeler Cowboy rivalry. It's not.
I mean,
not what it used
we
to be.
love George Pickens.
Did you or we or
No.
you?
Steeler Nation loves George Pickens.
That's just not true.
Yes, it is.
I think Steeler Nation really didn't like him.
No. We love George Pickens.
saw the talk on the internet. Steeler Nation was thrilled that George Pickens was gone.
No, they weren't. They're saying it. They weren't.
CeeDee Lamb. So
upset.
Jack's gonna love this quote. CeeDee Lamb came out and he said regarding George Pickens, "We both ones. It ain't no A, B, none of that. It's one. You look over there, you see one. You look over here, you see another one. So do what you got to do with that."
I mean, he's right.
I thought they were going to be 1C and 1D personal.
They're unguardable.
Well, Jack, you're anticipating
not even a chuckle. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good, Ziggy. So you're anticipating a huge year for them.
Yes. Yeah.
Dallas. I watched that video. Did you not feel a little bit like CeeDee Lamb was being held hostage? Like I have to say, like if I say it's going to be if I say we have to earn our role or whatever, like George Pickens is just going to lose it and probably start strangling me. So I better say we're all equal, even though I'm a way better player than he could ever dream of being.
I think it's a great situation for George Pickens.
I also believe that Dak Prescott is being wildly underrated and criticized.
I agree with no doubt about it.
Dak Prescott's really good. CeeDee Lamb's like the best ever. The numbers that those two put up, and we've always said, my goodness, if Dallas had another capable wide receiver, and now they do have another pretty much number one receiver.
Got Tyler Booker.
They might not have 1A, 1B, but they might have AB lining up next to CeeDee Lamb. That's all I'm saying.
They have 1A, 1A.
No, they shore up the offensive line a little bit in the draft,
but
right?
As good as Dak Prescott has been, now this is Dak Prescott's most vicious receiving core ever.
No, it's
going to be scary hours.
Dak Prescott, I get that he's older. I get that he's coming off a bad season. I firmly expect this to be like 2021, where coming off that like injury year in 2020, he lit up the league. Had one of the best quarterbacks. He had the best season of his whole career. I'm expecting 35 plus touchdowns out of him next year.
Yeah, I
think he's going to have a great year.
That dude's my fantasy QB. Take him in the first round.
The situation in Dallas as well, when you're looking at the rest of that division, because I don't think they're good enough to win the Super Bowl this year. I really don't. But I do think that having the Eagles and Commanders in their division is having them be overlooked a bit. Because obviously the Eagles are Super Bowl champions. They got a little weaker this offseason.
Dallas is better than the Commanders.
And then the Commanders are coming off, the Jayden Daniels high, the NFC Championship game. All the talk and all the focus is on those two teams. And of course, everyone loves, and that's crazy because we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys here. Everyone loves to hate on them. But I really do think you're right, Jack, that given this extra weapon here, it's hard in the NFL. I watched the Vikings play with, and you've seen the Steelers, when you don't have a number two, you really need three receivers now in your offense to function at a super high level, unless you have a superstar quarterback. And Dak's been able to do that with a lack of weapons. Brandon Cooks has been the number two, and no shade on Brandon Cooks, but he's old.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So you give him this George Pickens weapons here. I think that they can contend for the NFC East, and I don't think they'll win it. But if you get the Cowboys in the playoffs and they're a wild card team, they have a history of choking, but they should be able to score a lot this year.
I mean, Dallas,
they're getting Trayvon Diggs back too. I feel like no one's
mentioning that.
Yeah, Dallas has been really good, at least in the regular season, for years and years and years.
12 wins 3 years in a row.
Yeah, with Dak Prescott thrown to CeeDee Lamb. And that's what I feel like has been it. And now you have another guy across the field. I think they're going to be amazing.
Plus 700 to win the division just sounds crazy to me. I get that it's hard. I get that this Eagles team is good, but they're plus 700 and the Commanders are like plus 220. I don't think the Commanders, I get that they were much better last year, but Dak Prescott is a proven quarterback in the NFL. Compare the Commanders' weapons to the Cowboys' weapons. Compare the Cowboys' defense. I think it's better than the Commanders' defense. The Dak Prescott has proven more. He's been better longer than Jayden Daniels has been. And we've seen sometimes these rookie quarterbacks you get really excited about, they don't take that huge step forward in year two. I think Jayden Daniels is a very good player, but expect him to be dramatically better than last year. I think it's early to say that.
I mean, can't you see?
I like the Cowboys to come second in this division. That's probably what'll be in my preseason predictions.
Wow. Okay. Can't you see the Commanders potentially being like a Texans with Stroud.
Oh, well, I think I put out in the reel where I said that. Yeah. Where I
It
said
could be a very similar type of deal.
But they do have that sky high potential as well.
They did, but so did the
But
Texans.
yeah, no. But I think when you look back on the season, I think this is what I said in the reel that we put out is they are closer probably to a 10 or 11 win team than they are a 13 win team that we're talking about. Like I think next year 10-7 is probably closer for what the Commanders will be, who got hot at the right time. Like they easily could have lost to the Buccaneers in the first round, and it's similar to what we just said about Brock Purdy if he had won the Super Bowl. Very different conversation. Now, the thing is, they didn't lose, and then they beat the Lions, but they got waxed by Philly. This is a good Washington team that has a lot of potential with a young quarterback, and what I like about Washington is that they sensed that they had an opportunity here, and they went out and made a bunch of big moves this offseason.
Washington's good, but if you tell me who would you rather have in the next 2 years to win a Super Bowl between Dak Prescott or Jayden Daniels, I'm going Dak Prescott still.
I mean,
are you?
Rush
Because I don't think most people are doing
last year. In the middle of that magical season, when Dallas is having one of their worst seasons in forever, Cooper Rush stepped up and got it done. And you're telling me they couldn't possibly beat him this year, which is what those odds are saying?
So you would rather have Dak Prescott than Jayden Daniels for the next 2 years to win the Super Bowl?
Within the current situation is what I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you, if you're building a team, and
Dak,
I say you get like you're on the clock, Jack. You're drafting your quarterback. Are you taking Dak or Jayden Daniels to build your team around for the next 2 years?
For the next 2 years,
yeah.
I'm taking Dak still.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like most people will vehemently disagree with you.
I mean, I've seen people saying that Dak. I mean, I watched some Madden streamers, and these guys always think they know football. Dak Prescott was. People were saying. I've seen people regularly say Dak Prescott's not going to be a top 10 quarterback next year. He's a bum. He's totally washed up. We heard exactly the same things about Dak coming off. He had a few great seasons, a bad injury season, and everyone thought he was done. And he rattled off some of the best seasons of his career. 2023 was great. 2024, he was bad due to injury. I firmly expect Dak Prescott, I think, has always been an overhated quarterback because he plays for the Cowboys and hasn't won a championship. And let's not forget, if he gets hurt, it's not Cooper Rush anymore. It's Joe Milton III. Coming in,
the laser arm,
he'll be
firing. Yeah, they might
he'll be amazing too.
Pick George Pickens offense.
Yeah, that would be unbelievable.
Well, wait, let me ask you guys before we move on here. Let me just say yes or no here. I'm just going to run down the NFC
for next year.
Yeah, for next year, Dak versus this guy, Purdy,
Dak,
Kyler,
Dak,
Darnold. I'm assuming you take Dak. Stafford.
That's a real.
It's very close. If they're both healthy, Stafford.
You got to take
Stafford. I think
Dak will stay.
Stafford. Stafford might get hurt.
I'm skipping the Saints. I'm skipping the Panthers. I'm skipping the Falcons. Baker.
Dak.
I can go Dak.
Caleb.
Dak.
Jordan Love.
It's close.
Probably Dak.
Next year, I think Dak will probably have a better season.
Yeah, probably Dak.
Skipping JJ. Jared Goff.
Dak.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
We're skipping Russ. No, sorry about your boy. And
it's not my boy anymore.
And Jayden Daniels.
Dak.
So you guys have him
be one of the three best quarterbacks.
You guys have him three.
I think he's probably top 4 quarterback of the NFC. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess you guys had him there. What?
And now with CD and Pickens.
Was that only Hurts and Goff?
Yeah, that's like.
I'm sorry, Stafford.
See being better than him, but I think he will have the second best season in the NFC.
See, I mean, I hear what you guys are saying, but I think I'd have him behind Hurts, Daniels, Goff. I might even have him behind Stafford. I probably put him closer to that like 6 or 7 range than 3. I might even take
how good he is in a vacuum with the offense around him. That could be good enough.
I might take Baker. I might even take Baker over him for next. Like Baker's been very good, but Dak has that ceiling.
Dak in the current situation.
That changes
with who he has. Mm-hmm. I don't know who I'd take over him.
Let us know where you guys think Dak Prescott ranks among NFC quarterbacks.